With the addition of Monster Hunter Rise to Capcom's games, there is now a whole group of high-res monsters out of work in change for the new, more cartoonish models in Rise, leaving a lot of employees needed in lots of fields. However, equal pay for giant monsters with carnivorous tendencies have not been accepted into the workplace. But as is common knowledge, bakeries don't discriminate who they hire. As long as you mix ingredients into a bowl, they don't care what things you do or don't eat. Naturally, with so many monsters needing to be hired for various positions, we need to have a basic understanding of what skills these monsters have and what they can bring to the table, starting with the worst hires and working up to the best monsters to snatch up before the other bakeries get to them. First, and probably least, we have the Great Jogress, who constantly forgets to tie its hair into a net, eats entire batches of food when taste testing, and unstable hours due to constant sleeping, makes the Great Jogress a good hire for part-time worker during the summer to do non-food related work around the bakery, perhaps in filing taxes. The Anjanath is an employee that does what needs done in order to get paid, remembers to tie its hair into a net, unfortunately has allergy issues, and frequently sneezes without covering its nose. Only real monsters would do something like that after all, and has trouble baking food to the right temperature. While it is a problematic employee, the Anjanath does not cause lots of trouble, great for hiring during busy holiday seasons as extra hands. We have the Jeeplethicar, a hard worker, however often comes into work dirty, great to bring in to clean the parking lot with its mouth essentially being a pressure washer. Next up we have the Bareth, a bad hire due to its anger issues, habit to bash walls with its head, and shaking mud everywhere it goes, with a poor attitude and unclean habits making the Bareth a very bad employee. From the Great Forest is the Pookie, a very poor hire due to the fact that it literally drips poison at all times, which causes very bad PR with multiple accounts of poisoned food. Any gas that the Pookie has is also poisonous, which endangers all the other employees in the workplace, making the Pookie a very great employee to send to your competitors to ruin their businesses. Moving away from the terrible hires to the slightly acceptable employees, we have the Radobean. It's a good worker, but quite busy running another part-time job at the skating rink. Great to have in the staff for basic jobs around the bakery. The Legiana is a decent hire for the bakery. Good at making cold desserts and preserving food, the Legiana is a good worker for full-time, refuses to work overtime or on Sundays to spend time with its family or at church. Coming in is the Ogdagron, a quick worker, if not always on point, is great for being an all-around worker and changing positions mid-shift, with its speed allowing it to keep up during rush hour. Not the best for customer service because of its threatening face and habit of talking a little bit too loud. The Diablos is a skilled baker, capable of handling multiple stations by itself, a hard worker, willing to take long hours and overtime. Doesn't like working with others, so is a good hire for easy days during the week where less employees are required, so Diablos can work alone. The Polumalu is a solid hire and is great for birthday parties. Just make sure to keep them away from sharp objects to avoid having major damage around the bakery. With a good attitude and the ability to entertain guests, makes the Polumalu a great hire to work as a cashier or to calm angry customers and keep customers distracted while their orders are being made. Moving to the good employee category, the Furious Rajang is a hire that can be good for the team, turning its constant anger and troubled past and reforming into a great baker by venting its anger into kneading dough, brings up team morale as well as having opposable thumbs, making the Rajang great at handling tools and being good for the prep team, handling more delicate work. The Kirin is a great employee if you plan on hiring the Polumalu, also being popular at birthday parties and Native American rituals, giving respect to the dead, and making a good cashier when the Polumalu isn't around. The Banbaru is a good employee in the bakery, turning its skills of ripping trees from the ground and crushing everything in its path into mixing ingredients in a bowl. The Banbrew is a strong employee to have around, who is more than willing to trim the trees outside the parking lot. The Tobi Kadachi is a good employee to bring around for the occasional extermination, due to how nimble it is, making it very good at cleaning out your air vents. Like Among Us? Moving to the top hires, we have the Kuliaku. Even though it is the smallest of the large monsters, it is capable of holding objects in its fingers, making it a great all-around employee. Used to working hard hours, stealing eggs from other monsters, means the Kuliaku is a very quick and efficient worker, willing to work rush hours and can be applied anywhere and will eventually work up the chain to become the manager. Coming exclusively as a pair, the Rathian and Rathlos make a great team for running the ovens easily, increasing the amount of food able to be cooked in a quarter of the time. They refuse to do work without one another, but at the cost of being able to quickly have desserts baked is well worth having to hire more employees than needed. Both are great hires for full-time work and require breaks every few hours to recharge their fire. A cousin of the Great Jagras is the Great Gyros, is a good worker with a bit of a sketchy past with affiliation with gangs of smaller gyros, very willing to see the business succeed and great at making lemon cakes with extra zest. A good hire to have around the bakery with its ability to lead, making it a good shift leader or a manager. Beatotis, unlike the Giratotis, is a very skilled worker and is also very clean, skilled in making cheesecakes and keeping the bakery cool from all the fire from Rathian and Rathlos. An athlete turned baker after a leg injury, making the Beatotis unable to compete in track and field. Constantly making references it thinks are obscure, the Beatotis is a very good worker and will step up to lead when nobody else will. A close relative to the Kulu-Yaku is the Titsi-Yaku, turned stage performer, hip-hop artist, and winner of the Album of the Year, dazzling the people with its singing skills into working at a bakery. Really good at coming in literally out of nowhere and blinding you when you're in the middle of a hunt just minding your business. Like, why are you even allowed here? Nobody wants to hunt you because you suck, and I'm trying to get the Nightshade hunting horn. Why would I even want your weapons? You don't even have a fucking element. Finally, we have the top monster to hire is obviously the Nergigante. Clearly a strong manager who will improve the bakery with its skills to bring everybody together, but is good at handling angry customers via execution, meaning the complaint department is empty upon the hiring of Nergigante, making a great hire to improve the ratings of your bakery while also cutting down on the amount of people who find a way to complain about their cake that is made by dinosaurs and dragons.